Welcome to World Coins Explorer, your ultimate destination for discovering the hidden stories behind coins from every corner of the world. Today's video is dedicated to a very special coins, the 1969 and 1982 British 50 pence, one of the earliest decimal coins ever minted in the United Kingdom. This 1969 coin is more than just a piece of currency. It represents a significant shift in British history, marking the country's transition from the traditional pounds, shillings, and pence system to the decimal system that we know today. The coin was introduced as part of the monumental change in 1971, but the 50 pence coin itself was first minted in 1969. In this video, we'll explore the design, historical background, technical details, variations, mintage figures, and collector value of this important coin. So stay with us as we uncover everything you need to know about the 1969 UK 50 pence coin, only on World Coins Explorer. The 50 pence coin, introduced in 1969, was a revolutionary step in British coinage. It was part of the UK's move toward decimalization, a process that simplified the old monetary system, which had been in use for centuries. Before decimalization, British currency was divided into pounds, shillings, and pence, a complicated system where 1 pound equaled 20 shillings and 1 shilling equaled 12 pence. The new decimal system changed all that, making 1 pound equal to 100 new pence. Although full decimalization would not officially occur until 1971, the 50 pence coin was introduced 2 years earlier to replace the 10 shilling note. This early release helped the public familiarize themselves with the new system and allowed time for banks and businesses to adjust. One of the most distinctive features of the 1969 50 pence coin is its shape. Instead of being round like most coins, it has an equilateral curved heptagon design, a 7-sided shape with curved edges. This unique shape allowed the coin to be easily identified by touch, an important feature for the visually impaired. It was also designed to have a constant diameter when rolling, which meant it could still be used in vending machines and coin-operated devices without technical issues. The design was created with both function and identity in mind, and over time, the 7-sided 50 pence has become one of the most recognizable British coins. On the obverse side of the 1969 50 pence coin is the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This iconic image shows the Queen facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, which was one of her favorite pieces of jewelry. Around the portrait are the words Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This obverse design was used on British coins from the mid-1960s into the 1980s, and it represents the Queen in her early reign. The detail in the engraving is fine, and even today, this portrait remains a powerful symbol of British heritage. The reverse side of the coin was designed by Christopher Ironside, a renowned coin designer, and it features a seated figure of Britannia. Britannia is shown seated facing right, holding a trident in her left hand and a shield in her right, with a lion resting at her feet. The image of Britannia had been used on British coins for centuries, symbolizing national strength and pride, and its inclusion on the first decimal 50 pence coin was a tribute to tradition amidst change. Next to Britannia is the word new pence, and the denomination 50, indicating the value of the coin in the new decimal system. This reverse design remained in use until 1982, after which the wording was changed from new pence to simply 50 pence. In terms of physical specifications, the 1969 50 pence coin was made of cupro-nickel, an alloy consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It had a diameter of 30 millimeters, weighed 13.5 grams, and was thicker than the current 50 pence coins that circulate today. These early 50 pence coins were considered quite large and heavy, and many members of the public felt they were too bulky for everyday use. As a result, the design was eventually revised in 1997, when the coin was made smaller and lighter. But the original 1969 coin remains an important piece of British numismatic history and is still legal tender today. Over the years, the 50 pence coin has become one of the most collectible coins in British coinage, especially due to its many commemorative issues. While the 1969 coin is not commemorative itself, it holds a special place as the original standard 50 pence. Its distinctive shape, classic Britannia design, and historical significance make it a staple in every serious UK coin collection. For collectors interested in British decimal coinage, the 1969 50 pence is a must-have. It represents a turning point in the country's monetary system and remains an icon of change, innovation, and tradition combined in a single coin. The second coin, 1982 British 50 pence coin, a coin that marked a subtle but meaningful transition in the UK's decimal coinage system. Although at first glance it might appear similar to earlier 50 pence coins, the 1982 issue introduced a small yet significant change that made it a notable piece in British numismatic history. This video will cover the design, background, specifications, minting details, and collector appeal of this particular coin. Whether you're a new collector or an experienced numismatist, this is a coin worth knowing about, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why. So stay tuned with World Coins Explorer as we uncover all the facts you need to know about the 1982 British 50 pence. The British 50 pence coin, introduced in 1982, followed the same basic design and dimensions as the 50 pence coins issued since 1969. It retained the distinctive equilateral curve heptagon shape, with 7 curved sides that allowed it to roll smoothly and be easily recognized, even by touch. This shape was innovative for its time and became a signature feature of the 50 pence coin. The reverse side of the 1982 coin features Britannia, the personification of Britain, seated and facing right, holding a trident and shield, with a lion beside her. This artwork, created by Christopher Ironside, had been used since the original decimal 50 pence coin in 1969 and continued through to 1981. But 1982 introduced a key change. For the first time, the words "new pence" were removed from the design and replaced with 50 pence. This marked the end of the transition period after decimalization and reflected that the public was now fully familiar with the new currency. On the obverse side, the 1982 50 pence coin features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This version of the Queen shows her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara and facing right. This effigy was introduced in 1968 and remained in use on coins until the mid-1980s. Around the portrait are the Latin inscriptions Elizabeth II DG Regin FD, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The detailed engraving captures the elegance and dignity of Her Majesty during the early decades of her reign. The Machin portrait, though replaced later by other designs, is still widely admired for its classic and graceful look. Its appearance on the 1982 50 pence coin ties it to a specific era in British history, making the coin not just a means of trade but a historical artifact. From a technical perspective, the 1982 50 pence coin was minted in copper-nickel, an alloy made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, offering durability and a silvery appearance. It had a diameter of 30 millimeters, weighed 13.5 grams, and was relatively thick compared to more modern 50 pence coins. It was produced for general circulation, but the mintage number was significantly lower than in earlier years. In 1982, around 89 million coins were minted, which is about half the amount produced in the 1969 debut. This lower mintage, along with the new 50 pence inscription, makes the 1982 coin particularly attractive to collectors who specialize in transitional or first-year issues. Additionally, proof versions of this coin were also minted for collector sets, often featuring a highly polished finish and sharper detail. The 1982 50 pence coin holds a unique place in British numismatic history because it represents the first regular issue 50 pence to carry the correct denomination wording without the transitional new pence label. It marked the maturity of the decimal system and the country's full adaptation to it. For collectors, the coin has become more desirable over time, especially in uncirculated or proof condition. While circulated versions may not command high prices, well-preserved examples or those with historical packaging are increasingly sought after. It is also a favorite for educational collections and coin albums focused on British coinage evolution. In summary, the 1982 50-pence coin may appear simple on the surface, but its deeper historical and transitional significance makes it a standout piece worth featuring. And that's exactly what we do here at World Coins Explorer.